Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, because I would assume because of the outage earlier. I'm assuming because
Let's see if I
yes,
can
it's
get
got the technical network.
Not ideal, but make it work.
Hello?
Reverend Bailey?
Yes.
Hey, we were having some issues with the conference call, but can you hear us okay?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, so just right here. Not ideal. How about now? Can you hear us okay?
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to be listening on my cell phone mute over.
William-Manassas Regional Jail Board meeting to order. Pastor, please call the roll.
Chairman, Reverend Bailey is attending via conference call, so we'll need to vote.
All right. Do I get a motion to allow Reverend Bailey to attend the meeting by phone? He can be here.
I make a motion to allow Reverend Bailey to attend remotely by phone.
All right. Call the roll, please. Oh, I need a second.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Ms. Ashworth is not here. Reverend Bailey is attending via phone. Ms. Buckhalter? Ms. Clymer? Yes. Sheriff Hill? Ms. Lennox is not here. Chief Newsham?
Here.
Ms. Schwartz?
Here.
Ms. Thomas? Here. Mr. Torres?
Are we voting on the motion? Yes. Motion to.
Yes, but remotely.
Yes.
Yes.
We have a quorum.
All right. So we need to announce our meeting is on YouTube.
We're having some feedback.
Yes.
They're working on it.
All right, Ms. Ashton, continue to call the roll.
We have a quorum.
Do we have any written public comments?
No comments were received.
All right, thank you so much. I need a motion to approve the agenda for this meeting.
So moved.
Second. Any questions? This is to approve the minutes of our regular meeting that we had on March the 18th, 2026.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much. Superintendent report?
Yes, I'd like to start off by presenting an award to Ms. Boyd Trotter. You can stand up. As you know, we have a Volunteer of the Year award, and Ms. Trotter is the new 2026 person that we have selected. I got first, I'm sorry, Captain Naki. Can you please read it off?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So the nomination is submitted by Mrs. Alvarado, who's our inmate program coordinator. I'm going to stand by her and read the letter. It is an honor to nominate Ms. Christina Boyd Trotter for the 2025 Volunteer of the Year Award in recognition for her extraordinary commitment and compassionate service as a volunteer for the Prince William-Manassas Regional Adult Detention Center. Through all of Ms. Boyd's volunteer work, she has shown unwavering dedication to supporting incarcerated individuals with dignity, respect, hope through the reading program. Reading helps inmates rethink their lives and reshape their future with motivational books like The Mountain Is You, I Could Do Anything, Chicken Soup for the Prisoner's Soul. Ms. Boyd Trotter not only has dedicated her free time to volunteering at the ADC as the lead of the book club, but has willingly gone out of her way to obtain funding for the books she brings in at the ADC. She has also provided toiletry kits for the re-entry center. Ms. Boyd started her volunteer work with the ADC back in 2023 and has always been empathetic and professional with all inmates and staff. Her kind heart has earned the respect of the ones she serves and therefore has received full attendance and participation from the inmate population for her program. This demonstrates the overall positiveness she brings as a volunteer to the ADC. What makes Ms. Boyd truly exceptional is her positive attitude and servant's heart. For these reasons, I strongly and wholeheartedly recommend Ms. Boyd for the 2025 Volunteer of the Year Award. She embodies the spirit of service and compassion that this recognition seeks to honor. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd, for all that you do.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you.
Thank
You did for us.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.
Thanks for coming.
All right, and we can turn to page 11. One more handout.
You want to give me a handout? Do you want to do mine on both sides? So okay.
The operational capacity is still 871. The management capacity is 1320. The average daily population for the past 10 months has been 529. The complex average daily population for the past 12 months is still 529. Transfer to the state system, March it was 0, April was 12. Commitments, March it was 695, April was 674. The releases, March was 676, April was 671. Process only, but not committed, March was 37, and April was 47. If you go to page 12, the ADP, daily population was 541. With the high count on March 30th, it was 561. Go to page 13, April, the ADP was 548, and the high count was 567 on April the 20th. Go to page 15. The objective, we still continue to advertise on all the websites. In terms of recruitment, objective number 2, we had 2 unfounded, 3 that was substantiated, and 3 unfounded staff harassment complaints. Objective number 3, we had jail-based graduation 44. We had 24 staff members graduated, and we had 12 members attend the barge conference down in Virginia Beach. For the renovation lobby, the control area has been completed, but we are currently working on the lower bathrooms on the main floor, the males and the females, and we will continue working up here on the 3rd floor in the bathrooms. For objectives, I didn't want to change anything up for this fiscal year. Come July, I wanted you to create some new objectives, or if the board members want to give me some new objectives, I don't have any problems with that. For objective number 5, since 10/19/21, we have gave out 899 boxes of Narcan, and currently we have 79 inmates on the medicated assisted treatment. Last board meeting, I wanted to do a presentation on my first year as a superintendent. There was a lot of the actual board members was going to be present, so I want to do a quick presentation about some of the stuff this agency has accomplished. I knew when I interviewed, I talked about some promises that I was going to make, and I just want to let you know some of the stuff that this agency done and I have done to make sure that we fulfill those promises. My first year was really about the recruitment of staff, because we had a lot of vacancies, the retention of staff, and also changing the morale of the agency. So this is some of the things. So some new approaches to hiring. We had start tackling to the high schools and the colleges. We went into Nova, George Mason, Germanna, and some of the local high schools in Prince William County and Stafford County. So that's some of the stuff we did. We always attend job fairs throughout the region from time to time. What was so unique, and y'all might know about this, we rented a kiosk in Spotsylvania Mall for 4 months. Yes. 4 months. We rented this 4 months. We was there 7 days a week, open to close every single day, and we got hundreds and hundreds of applications there. We advertised on 3 radio stations in that region, so families knew we was there. Parents knew we was there. They would tell their kids. We was embedded in that community for 4 months, and we got a lot of applicants from that project. We also did a bunch of pop-ups at the Home Depots, the Giant Foods, and the Walmart, just trying to catch 2 or 3 people here, trying to have that conversation about working in the government and working in a correctional environment. There's a lot of stigma behind working in jail, so we took people on tours to kind of educate them on this type of environment, and it was very successful. Go to the next slide. Since I became superintendent, I believe we created some new positions. I felt like a lot of the sworn staff don't specialize in certain things, and when you promote somebody to the position, they kind of move on to the next position or the next promotion, and you got to train somebody new. So we have Kathleen Cothran. She was the new director of technology and community relations. That's something that I feel we work behind the walls, and people don't actually see the good work we do. I want to build public trust and kind of give back to the community. So she's responsible for a lot of that stuff. So that's a new position. We created a HR senior analyst and a HR manager, right? So usually a lieutenant would be the HR manager over there, but now we have a professional civilian staff that actually runs that. So we won't have the turnover that we normally would have, where somebody would get promoted from lieutenant to captain or move that lieutenant around. So hopefully we won't have any changes there. We created a senior communication analyst spot. That person responsible for all our social media, our PR, our public engagement things. She really stayed busy in terms of changing our brand and the public stuff and the public image that we try to promote throughout the jail. We struggle to have some nursing spots filled. So traditionally, because the work hours, but I felt there was a need to have a triage nurse downstairs in booking, because we get a lot of people that get booking over the weekends that are really sick. They need to see the doctor as soon as possible. And this triage nurse can evaluate these people that come in and really put them on the screen to be either through a detox protocol or by seeing the nurse or the doctor as soon as possible. The mental health team, we have a lot of inmates that take psych meds, probably right now about 100 inmates on psych meds. So we have an actual psych nurse that's assigned to the mental health team that helps with that. And then we had a civilians programs coordinator. I was over programs for many years, and a lot of times we, as a sergeant, and that sergeant moves on to the next promotion. You build a lot of relationships with community partners, and it's challenging to leave that position and go into the next. So we can have a consistent person that's always working there that won't have the turnover. So that's what it is. On August 18th, we had a massive orientation day where we had 12 new staff members started at the same time. On average, it's 2 or 3 or 4. Every once in a while, you might have 6 or 7, but 12 was a lot for that particular day. As you know, when I took over, we had 88 vacancies beginning in February. There was 79 sworn and 18 non-sworn. As of today, we have 3 sworn vacancies, which some people will be starting on May 26th. We'll bring us down to 0. And right now we have 5 non-sworn, which is 1 is maintenance, and 3 is, 3 is medical, and I'm not sure what the 4th one is. But 5 vacancies we have in terms of non-sworn. I think we've done a great job. If you can see the hired numbers, we had some really good months in there. September was 22, October was 13, November was 14. We got another 10 and 15 in there. So we're really active over the last few months, or last 12 months, trying to hire folks. 65 officers. You know, I mentioned that we ran 2 academies for the first time, simultaneously at the same time for the first time ever. I wanted more certified sworn staff to be available to fill the vacancies and be able to accomplish some jail operations. So we ran 2 academies at the same time, but we had 65 new sworn staff within the last 13 months. Boosting of the morale among the staff. That's one of my key things that I've been working on. When I first got hired, I told you I would sit down and meet with the staff to find out what areas that we can improve, some areas that we struggle in. And I sat down, me and Ashley sat down with 268 staff. Sometimes we made immediate changes because it didn't impact budget or different things like that. But that was rewarding to sit down and have the employees give some insight on stuff that we do. I created a new 2 awards. Of course, we have the Employee of the Quarter Award. We have a Spotlight Award. This is when somebody is recognized for a good service for that month. Parking around here is kind of challenging at times, so they get their own parking spot. So 1 civilian staff gets it, and 1 sworn staff will get it each and every month. So they get their own parking spot. They can park close to the building. They have to worry about the hustle bustle trying to find a parking spot. We have the Duck Out Recognition Award. Kind of corny, but you give them a little duck. When somebody does something good, each executive staff captain has the authority to let somebody leave 2 hours early one day for something that they've done well throughout the month. It's just, you know, it doesn't affect our budget. It's just showing appreciation by saying, hey, here was a little duck. You did great this week. You can duck out 2 hours early. So that's something that we started. So trying to build the morale. We have done a few things over the last few months. We haven't had a holiday party, I believe, in 12 years. So we had our first holiday party. It was standing room only. It was a great event back in December. We done some Easter egg events. We had a basketball game just recently where it was supposed to have been the executive staff against a shift, but I think we had to pull from other departments to kind of help us out. That was last Saturday, right? That was last Saturday.
Who won?
The shift. Yeah, so I was out of town, so I couldn't make it, but I heard that the other shift that was, the executive staff brought kids and some of their children. There was young people. They was bringing grown men that played college ball. It was like, so we had to modify some of some of the rules about that. But we got some more events to come. We are having I think a softball event. We have I think people want to do some bowling. They mentioned a soccer game, and I know in September we having a 80s party. So just trying to bring staff together, do things after hours that can build that camaraderie. So that's what we're looking to do. Next one. Wellness hours. So that's some of the important stuff that I wanted to work on is the creating that environment where staff want to be here, they enjoy here, make sure they compensate it well, but also I copied something that the PD does. They have the wellness hour where they can work out on the clock. Risk management supports it. Staff, I gave them authority to work out 1 hour at least twice a week. So they can do it in the middle of the day, they can do it right before they leave, or very first thing in the morning. Just to kind of keep staff healthy. Since we came on board, I was able to get the sign-on bonus from 5,000 to 10,000. We were able to get the retention bonus that's supposed to be for 5 years. And we're working on our 4th year now, so each sworn staff member is allowed to get the $3,000 bonus. We started the executive staff a mentoring program, so every new employee gets to be mentored by executive staff. And then we got the free meals. This has been a win over, because when you work in 12-hour shifts or 10-hour shifts, and you got family and kids, you have to worry about packing your lunch, coming to work, is all taken care of for you now. You just come to work and do your job and don't have to worry about it. The night shift gets a grab and go special, so we prepare stuff for the night shift. There's a soda machine down there, there's an ice cream machine where they can get ice cream sandwiches and ice cream bars, different things like that. And of course we have coffee. So we created the honor guard. I think this is all about, we have an all-female honor guard and a male guard. Plus we can combine both teams together. We had them present at our last graduation. We're in the process of ordering some uniforms for them. With that would take several months to get in, because they're custom made. But I think we can do parades with them. We can attend different events throughout the county. It's just something in terms of like recognition of the county, of the jail and the things that we do. I promised that I would try to find different streams to try to recruit folks. And one of the things that I mentioned that I wanted to increase our internship program. We have hired a lot of interns over the years. So this particular, I guess, fiscal year or this calendar year, we partnered with George Mason, James Madison, Virginia State, Mary Baldwin, and Northern Virginia Community Colleges. So we had a total of 18 interns, and I believe we got, out of this bunch, 1 is working here, right? Yes. Two?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, two out of this bunch is working, so yeah. We partners with because I'm trying to get more exposure with the stuff that we do, letting citizens know that we do great work. I partner with the Office of Community Safety, and I have 2 officers that's working with them. One's working with them 4 days a week, the other one's working with them 3 days a week. And whatever projects they work in the community, we kind of assist and help them with them. Because I just want, I want to expand the work, just not what we do behind the walls, but also let citizens know the great work that we do. So this was a great a partnership. Trying to build the public trust. We are a large agency. We have almost 400 employees. I want to give back. I know jails across the country usually have a bad narrative about how they treat inmates and how they ran it. So I want to do better and do more. So we partner with, we do Meals on Wheels every month. We do story time at Barnes & Noble. We read to the kids twice a month. We had a veteran social that this was a community-based event. So we got people that work and sponsor and help out with veterans. So we had it here at the firehouse. We visit the local senior center and have coffee with them. I've done it myself, and we sit down and have coffee with the seniors and talk. The ADC has raised some money and gifted. We used to partner with the Toys for Tots, which is a great organization, but I felt that we can do our own thing. So we raised our own toys, our own money, and took the toys to the hospital ourselves. So that's what we did. We volunteered with the House of Mercy. We did some, we set up some tables for, the ARC was having a program for special needs kids. We had officers go and set and break down tables and stuff for them. Homeless Services, we donated just recently some clothes to them. They needed sweatpants, and I believe we donated several $100s, right? $2,400 worth of sweatpants and clothing?
Different items.
Different items, okay. And that's all from the jail staff. Bicycle Basics, that's what we're working on currently right now. We're trying to shoes and clothes, different things like that for the youth. and Healthy Kids running program. We had staff that participate, that ran and helped out and kind of support that. So just change the narrative about the work that we do, let the community know that we are professionals and we're trying to give back. We actually adopted a highway. This took a few months to kind of get in order. We actually picked a Pacific road that was in Manassas and in Prince William County. It's on 28. We went out there in a nice hot warm day and picked up trash. It's a mile up and a mile back, so it's a 2-mile project. So this dedication is for 3 years. I know we do a lot of community stuff, a lot of hiring, but I just want you to know that I know my main job is to make sure the inmates stay in custody and make sure that we take care of them, that they don't hurt themselves or hurt others. So we implemented a few different things. The tier rotation, I talked about that once before. That's when you let out a group of inmates at the top tier for a couple of hours, then you lock them down, and you let the other ones out for a few hours. This controls the movement. It controls the safety of the officers working and the inmates. For co-defendants and keep separates and different things like that. I made sure that I rearranged our rosters to have first sergeants and sergeants assigned to buildings. So they're responsible for that area. They can respond to emergencies faster. They can work with the officers to assist them and train them better. Instead of before, the roster was set up to where it was just the officers, the sergeants didn't have any assigned locations. I've been here 23 years. We have never done an entire institutional lockdown. We did that in May, what?
May was, oh gosh. It was early, it was actually April.
Oh, it was April, in April. So we locked down the facility for 2 days, and we shook down every inmate, every unit, every cinder block, every piece of equipment, bathroom, showers, everything to make sure to get contraband, drugs, and different things like that out of here. This is just a way of, and we're going to do this a couple of times throughout the year, just to ensure that the inmates aren't messing with the structure of the building to try to escape, and also to try to get weapons and drugs out of here. We detoxed 1,245 inmates last year, 944 the year before that. So I'm trying to be progressive and proactive. We created, May 4th, we started a medical unit, and we call it the supportive care unit. This is for helping detoxing medical inmates. It's going to be almost 24-hour nursing. Right now, nurses make rounds, they check on the people. Sometimes you have acute people that needs more supervision. So having a nurse down there that can spend more time with them, checking vitals is paramount, because I don't want nobody getting sick and daily sick, or we can prevent things like that while they're in our custody. I instructed the executive staff to do monthly inspections. That's something new that we're doing. So they make rounds, they're looking for maintenance issues, they talking to staff, they're thanking the volunteers. Just going around checking on staff and being seen, and finding out, any things that can be improved throughout the facility. The staff have a new staff-proof vest now that they wear throughout the jail. Sometimes we started scanning mail several years ago, but legal mail was something that we didn't do. So now we copy and scan legal mail and give them a copy of it. People would try to dip the paper into drugs and then send it in as legal mail. Then they would get it, and drugs would be actually, in the legal mail. So we just make copies of that now. I tasked the executive staff this calendar year to go and tour 3 different facilities. I don't want us to get the mindset of the Prince William County way. A lot of jails do good work, and sometimes we can steal ideas and find ways we can improve, make things more efficient. So the executive staff has been taking tours. We've done Charles County, Maryland Sheriff Department. We've done Henrico County Jail. They have 2 facilities, and I think the next one on the list is Blue Ridge Regional Jail. So we're doing that. Shift commanders. A lot of times when I met with the 269 people, they talked about being consistent in shifts. So the shift commanders, they spend a day on each other's shift once a quarter to make sure that they're working consistently. So the 2 daytime shift commanders will work on each other's shifts and agree to do things the same, so everybody's on the same page on how we do everything. And the night shift officers will do the same too. So that's something new that we do. This is the new medical unit that we talked about it. The supportive care unit has all the medical devices down there. It's an officer that's working down there, 1 or 2 officers working 24 hours a day. And anybody that's acute that needs better supervision or anybody that's detoxing can go to this unit. Efforts to reduce the recidivism. We started an art wellness program. We partnered with the Art Factory. We created a public speaking workshop that's doing really well. We're doing yoga for the inmates, for the female inmates, right? Yeah, just for the female inmates right now. And inmates, we have tablets inside the jail right now, but now we're going to be going to basically a 1-for-1 where almost every inmate will get a tablet. They can communicate with their family, they can send messages, there's going to be programming on it and different things like that. Things that I've done to try to improve myself as a superintendent. I went to the DCA's Law Enforcement Executive Training down at the State Police. I did the CIT training this year. I attend all the county leadership team meetings that Chris Shorter has. I try to be engaged with the countywide functions as much as possible. I attended the VARS meeting that's every 2 months, and I actually attended the annual conference down in Virginia Beach this year. And I hosted tours with basically every county board of supervisor. So that's some of the things that I've done. And I believe that's it. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Any questions for the superintendent? We'll have time at the end of our meeting for board members to make any comments they have. Are you done, superintendent?
I'm done.
All right, good. Could we get a budget update?
Certainly. So if you go to page 32, that's where the budget tables begin. Operating revenue budget status. We are projected to fall short of our budget target, but within 1%, and that's pretty similar to where we were at the last meeting. Notable changes from the last meeting is we eliminated the estimate for the SCAP grant. The grant application window just opened. We are going to apply for it, but the timing of receiving the funds, we won't get them until 2027. Other than that, nothing major from last report. Operating expenditures, the next page. As of the end of April, 83.3% of the year is lapsed. Our expenditures are nearly 82%, so that's pretty good. We're on track to execute at a reasonable pace. And really nothing noteworthy since the last report, expenditure-wise, sticks out. City of Manassas projection, page 34. Our utilization rate year-to-date has ticked up just a fraction. It was 9.6% last report, so it's 9.7 now. That increases our overhead allocation a little bit, so it'll lower the projection of the refund we're going to give Manassas from last report. Federal government billing, if we go back to page 28. Page 27 was really just a summary that I just sort of gave you. So page 28 is federal government billing. These are the same tables as last time, just updated with March and April data. The County Board of Supervisors, agenda items, so they adopted the budget April 21st. The last jail board report, Major Dickinson gave a really good update on everything that was in our 27 budget. So the budget was adopted with everything except for the class and comp study was not approved. They're kicking that down the road till FY28, but everything else we expected will be in there. So to include the sworn staff pay raise, market increase, and the lieutenant colonel position. On to the next page for commissary updates. We have executed almost half of our budget this far. No notable items purchased since the last meeting, but I did want to bring your attention to, we want to purchase a snow raider for the workforce to clear snow and ice. There's money within the workforce developmental services line item to buy that. We were going to put it in the 27 commissary budget, but we have a quote that expires mid-June, and we think we can get a better price if we can get it now. So that is something I want to bring to your attention and get your approval for. And then the FY27, so this is the meeting where we introduce our proposal for the FY27 commissary budget. That's the last column you see there. It is a 4.5% increase from the last budget. First thing I want to bring your attention to is we just made some minor name changes. I listed them there for you, but one of the ones I wanted to highlight is mental health grant programming is now going to be broader. We're going to call it inmate wellness, and it's going to include all items that contribute to the inmate's wellness, such as the art, the yoga, biometric tracking, things like that. Now, other budget items that drive that increase, they're listed, some of the major, I didn't list everything, but the major pluses and minuses from 26 to 27 budget are here. One of the ones I want to highlight, because I think we're very proud of, is the $105,000 increase for inmate wellness. That's a variety of puts and takes, but one of the big items in there is our new contract with Foresight Labs to provide biometric monitoring for the high-risk medical inmates. And then the workforce release, that 82 should be a 50K, so that's my error. I just want to, that's the incremental change. And that's a variety of equipment for the workforce. Below that is a 26 commissary expenditure. That's kind of static detail from last time that lets you know the line items that were in the 26. On page 31, we have the commissary account balance. That's pretty static at just under 2 million, and the inmate trust account is ticked up to 117K. So that's really all of my budget updates, so I'm happy to take any questions.
And the biometric that she's talking about is going to be going down to the people that's on the new medical supportive care unit. It's a wristband that monitors like the EKG, in terms of the heart rhythmia, the O2, the body temperatures. We can put it on that inmates that are suicidal, in case they try to harm themselves and some vital gets turned off. I mean, something happens where we can have to respond. So I think it's a good equipment that we need to really monitor our inmates to make sure they are healthy and safe.
And then the final item I didn't want to make sure we forget was there's a resolution to purchase a duty weapon in the appendix.
I have one question. When was the GEO contract renewed, or when will it be renewed?
I don't know that offhand. I can get that for you. I think last year we were in year 2 of the contract.
It just got renewed last
Okay,
week.
good.
Renewed for, is it for 3 years?
It's 1 year, it's rolling basis.
It's like a 3 or 4 year deal, but every year they renew.
Every year they renew.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think this is going into the 3rd year.
Yes, sir.
Going into the 3rd year.
And it was just renewed for 1 year?
Yeah. It's for 3 or 4 years, but they renew it every year. And I think it might have an option, like a 1 year option on it too. But we'll find out for you. Can we find out?
Thank you.
Will the options come to the board for approval, or
If we have some issues with GEO and they was conducting work that we didn't like or approve, then we can kind of opt out of the contract. So that's why they renew it every single year. But since it's like they do it for 3 years straight, and I think it's a 4 year option in there, then you can just kind of renew it every year instead of going out to bid every year.
So it came to the
It was
board when
renewed
it-
on the 29th, and it'll go to the May 28th and 27th.
I think it came to the board when it was first initiated.
Superintendent, you want to go back and talk about the article about the re-interesting?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of mentioned it. I knew Team Communication, Ms. Jackson, wrote the article and presented it to the American Jail Association. It just talked about the work that we do. We received the VACO award for it, we just, this reentry center is outside of the walls, right? It is not really technically our responsibility to provide the service to. They are regular citizens at this point, but I feel it's a public safety matter when you put somebody in the community that don't have resources anymore, that don't have a home or transportation or even a cell phone to make a phone call, or don't have clothing. We have, some emergency, food pantry down there. And we have connected all the services in the greater Prince William, so, even in the state. So we help you with applications, all the brochures and flyers are down there. So yeah, this is a great deal that a national magazine will publicate something that we do here. So that's just the great work that our partnership have and our staff that do here. I'm really proud of them and the work they do.
Any questions for the superintendent on that? Any questions? All right. Thank you. Next we have, resolution to approve the purchase of a duty weapon for one of the lieutenants that just retired.
Would you like me to read the resolution, Chair?
Please, sir.
Resolution number 2026-2, approval of purchase of a duty weapon. Is the lieutenant here tonight? No. Whereas Lieutenant Kelvin Delaney retired on April the 1st, 2026, in good standing from the Prince William-Manassas Regional Adult Detention Center after 30 years of exemplary service, and whereas in honor of his dedicated years of service, and whereas in accordance with Virginia State Code 59.1-148.3, purchase of handguns of certain officers allows Lieutenant Kelvin Delaney to purchase his duty weapon. Now therefore be it resolved, the Prince William-Manassas Regional Jail Board does hereby approve Lieutenant Kelvin Delaney to purchase his duty weapon.
Motion,
So moved. Second.
the second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, please call the roll on this one, please.
Chairman, I do want to point out that Ms. Guzman is here, so she will now be in the role. So letting you know that change. Reverend Bailey,
Yes.
Ms. Clymer,
Yes.
Ms. Guzman,
Yes.
Sheriff Hill,
Yes.
Chief Keen,
Yes.
Chief Newsham,
Yes.
Ms. Swartz,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Mr. Torres.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Can we please pass on congratulations to Lieutenant Superintendent?
Right. Can you tell us a little bit about Lieutenant Delaney, how long he was here?
Well, he was here for 30 years. When I started, he was working in rec. I was in classification and he was rec. Never had a lot of opportunity to work with him per se side by side for a long time, because I moved around a few places, and but he ended up in transportation. Did a great job. I think he became ordained while he was here. I'm really passionate about speaking to the inmates and trying to uplift them to be a better person. Really took care of his staff and supervised them really well. So then he was a great employee.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Next we have jail board member elections. We have to do this once a year. And again, what I would do is open the floor for a motion for chairman.
Make a motion, the sheriff be the chairman.
Not yet. Do we have any other names that we want to?
We were trying to shut it down, Sheriff.
Well, now I need a motion to include that, all right? Need a motion to include that?
A motion to include the sheriff as the chairperson.
No, we need
To
to
close
shut
the
it down first,
nomination.
then we have to vote.
Motion to shut the nominations down.
A second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Now, the motion is to.
Sheriff serves as the chairman.
Second. Good. Now we need a motion to appoint the chairman.
Motion to appoint Sheriff Hill as the chairman of the board.
I second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Please call the roll on that, please.
Reverend Bailey,
Aye.
Ms. Clymer,
Yes.
Ms. Guzman,
Yes.
Sheriff, Chief Keen,
Yes.
Chief Newsham,
Yes.
Ms. Swartz,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Mr. Torres.
Yes. You did your best to make that as difficult as possible. Nice try.
Now we have to have the floor, motion on the floor to appoint a assistant.
Vice.
To chairman, vice chairman. I guess I'll make the motion for, Chief King.
Second.
Accept nomination.
Oh, we have to.
Any other names? All right,
Motion
need
to
a
close
motion
the
to
nomination.
close the,
Nomination.
yes, close the nomination.
The motion. So move.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright. Now, we need a motion to, appoint, Chief King to be the, vice chairman.
I will move to appoint Chief Keen as the vice chairman.
Good, need a second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Alright, good, good. Now we need a motion to appoint, Ms. Ashley Justin to be the secretary for the jail board for another year.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
I accept.
Any questions? Please call the roll for the Justin, please.
Reverend Bailey,
Yes.
Ms. Clymer,
Yes.
Ms. Guzman,
Yeah.
Sheriff Hill,
Yes.
Chief King,
Yes.
Chief Newsham,
Yes.
Ms. Swartz,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Mr. Torres.
Thank you.
you.
We'll be glad to have you for another year.
I'm happy to be here.
Before we make any comments, I'm gonna start with you, Counselor. Anything you want to tell us tonight?
I don't have anything, happy to answer any questions if anybody has any. I don't have anything.
Will you be prepared at our next meeting to update us on all the laws that were passed this year, the effect that affects jail?
Certainly.
All right, sir. At our next meeting.
Yes, sir.
Any questions for council? Any questions for him? Thank you, sir. We look forward to that. All right, good. Reverend Bailey, you want to be the first member to make any comments?
Yeah, thank you, Sheriff. I just want to commend Superintendent West on that report that he made of the accomplishments of him and his staff over the past year. Extraordinary and incredible. Really appreciate that. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Start on this end, coming this way, Ms. Goodwin?
No, just to second the congratulatory message to the superintendent. He's doing an amazing job. I'm very impressed.
I agree with that. I was very moved by the presentation, and I think it's incredible, all the work that you and your team have done, and I commend you and your team for that.
More of the same, Superintendent. It's really impressive what you've done, and I hope you've also slept some in the past year or so, because you know what, this level of turnaround takes a lot of time and effort and thought, and I'm particularly impressed by your efforts with the reentry center, the wellness initiatives, and you know, your volunteer efforts in the community and your recognition for your staff. I think you're really looking at a 360-degree, you know, perspective, and it's very much appreciated. I also want to thank you and Ms. Jensen for helping me with some photos and information about the jail and the jail board for the Manassas City volunteer event last month. Thank you guys so much.
No problem. Very few people keep their promises, and you have been one that kept your promises to the jail board. I appreciate that, your transparency, and your engagement with the community, which will help your hiring and recruitment process. So I cannot always say good things about what you have done in that.
Very impressed with your record over the last year. I just want to commend you all also for being great collaborative stakeholders. You know, Major Dickinson was before the board. I think it was yesterday, speaking on behalf of the Stepping Up initiative to the Board of County Supervisors. So y'all are doing even more than what you were able to present. You and I co-chair the evidence-based decision-making committee together, and I don't know how you do all of this in 24 hours a day, but you all do great work. And I was thinking, as a new director, that I still need a mentor, and so I'm considering reaching out to you because I love the innovation and the progress that you've made in such a short period of time. So I just want to say I commend you for that.
Yeah, saying commend the whole leadership team. As you know, your team and your people are the best recruiters you have because they will either direct people to come here or work or direct them away from coming here. And so clearly changing the culture takes a team. So congratulations to all of you for doing that and getting out there and shaking the bushes and changing it. This is one of the toughest jobs in the criminal justice system. It is not easy, so great job.
I agree. It was really, the presentation kind of shows us the things that you really focused on. The staffing piece, unquestionable the way you improved the staffing here, and that makes it easier on all of you on having enough folks to do the work that you do. The team that you've assembled, these people, I see them all the time. These are really, really good people you've assembled here. The morale piece is huge. To have an event and to have as many people show up as did, it is an indication. Morale is a tough thing, as you know, to keep up, particularly in this difficult environment. To have people show up is an indication that the morale is high. The other piece that I heard you say, which I think is critical, is one of your missions is to ensure the safety of the folks when they're here. And I know you take that very seriously, and I think that's why the jail has the reputation that it does, which is an excellent reputation. You talk to anybody in and around the Commonwealth of Virginia, and they talk about this adult detention center and what a great job you do with the inmates. So the only time you got quiet is when I asked you who won the basketball game. We're quiet there, and the reason I wanted to know is because we recently played the fire department in Ross, so we're looking for a team that's not so good. So maybe challenge the executive staff. But really, really job well done, Superintendent. Congratulations on the good work. Keep it up.
Okay, Superintendent, I know you'll have a golf tournament coming up pretty soon. I didn't hear anything about it. I know we're gonna put a team in.
June 8th, Monday, June 8th. So.
And I know the police department will probably have a team in, and I know the city will probably have a team in. So we look forward to playing in the golf tournament.
I know 2 years ago we had about 37 golfers. Last year, first time, we had 94 golfers this year, and I think we got about that already now that already registered, but we anticipate over 100 and some golfers.
Look forward to it. We look forward to it. Well, Superintendent, as a former superintendent, I'm really impressed with your programs and what you're doing to expand those programs because it creates a safe atmosphere within the facility because people want to come to work when you have a safe facility. And of course, no one wants inmate officer confrontations, and those programs that you put in place prevent that from happening. So I'm really impressed with that. And also send a loud and compelling message to this board that we made the right decision when we appointed you to be the superintendent. All right. So thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you. That concludes my jail board comments from everybody. I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It took a while to feel it because the air conditioning was way more.
Yeah, that was one of our